Hi everybody, this is Mama Sue, and today I'm going to go over an earring I already did, but some people didn't catch because my hands went out of focus or something. But here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to make pairs, but this is what we're going to be making. It's the wire wrapped earrings, and we're going to try that over again. Now this one was a simple one and very inexpensive to make because that's just with a plastic bead. I'll show you the bead. Here's the bead I used for it. It's one of those little plastic beads that just has a hole down the middle, but all the design makes it look more elegant when you have all that design in there. So that one came out really nice. I've got a lot of other ones. This one here was made with a square bead, the little square beads. I also make them with seed beads, the number 6s. I make them with the seed beads, and they turn out real nice. But anyway, let's get started with this. I know a lot of people didn't pick up what I was doing because my hands went out of focus and stuff, so I'm going to try to stay right there with you. Now this here, I'm using this was a real inexpensive wire, but it's a size 18. The reason I'm using this one here is it's very soft. See, I can bend that real easy. And it's really easy to use when you're doing wire wrap. And I'm going to use bigger beads so that you can really see what I'm doing. I'm going to use a big bead this way this time. Last time I was using beads this size and smaller. Now I'm going to go up to this size so that you can really see what I'm doing. To start with, I like to cut off about 8 to 10 inches. I'm going to go in 10 inches just to be safe. Here's a good 10 inches here. I just measured that. This is 10 inches, and we'll see what we got left. Let me pull that out and cut my other one. There we go. Now I've got two 10-inch pieces. What I like to do is I like to make them even right in the start. So I'll put the two pieces together, just like that. And I'll see how the amount that I want in the neck right here. See the part that has the winds around it? I don't know if you can see that real well right there. Those little wound up places right there. That's how long I want that. I want this to be a little longer than this one. So however long I want that to go hang down before the design's made, I'm gonna bend that right in that area. Now I bent this one. Let me show you how. I'm gonna check and see how big this is. I bent this a 1/2 inch. That's a 1/2 inch bid. So now I know that both my earrings are going to be the same size when I do them because I have that bend on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my round nose pliers, and I'm going to grab just the edge right here of my wire. See how you've got the little piece going down, and you've got this up here. That's laying flush against my pliers there. Let me show. See how flush that is against my pliers? It's flush against it. Then I'm going to have this piece here is going to roll the opposite way around. The opposite way around. Then I'm going to move my pliers a little bit. Do you see me move that? And I'm going to bring it the rest of the way. See how I went the rest of the way so that whole circle was there? Now I'm going to put my pliers in the other side. I'm just going to bend the wire back down so that both of these ends meet. See how it's all down now? That's where my bead is going to stop when I put it on here. That end right there. I'll go over this again. Don't worry. Take my bead. I put my bead on there. And my bead's going to stop right. See how it's stopping right where the bead is? It stops right there. Well, that's good because that marks how long my stem right here on the necklace, on the bead is going to be. Then I'm going to pull this up. Now see, I've got a soft wire. You can't do that with the harder wires. I've got a soft wire. I'm pulling it up in front of this piece. Then I'm going to wrap it around like this and make it come off, stop on the other side. Okay, I'm wrapping it around and I'm keeping it down low on the stem here. See how that is? It's how it's wrapped around one time. Now I'm going to start taking it down and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Take this wire down to the bottom. And when I get down to the bottom, I want to make sure I stay in back of that wire. Let me get something to point with. I'll use this. All I've done is I've come up here so far. I've come up around here to the front, and then I went around this, and then I twisted it back around this way. And then when I get down here, I go in back of this wire that first started. See how I'm going in back of it? I'm going right in back of it. Coming around. When I get up here to the top, up here, I'm going to go over the front, around the back, and bring my string back behind this piece again. So here I go. I'm going over. Now I'm going around. Make sure you get soft wire when you're learning how to do this. Later on you can do it on the harder wire, but if you use the soft wire, you'll learn how to do it a lot faster. And it's a lot easier. Now I'm going to go all the way down the back of this thing again. And as you see, I don't have a stop point now because of the last time. And I'm going to stay behind this wire here. See how I'm going up? Now you can do this as many times as you want to. You can go around as many times as you want to. But for myself, at this point is where I will stop. Well, I might go one more time. I think I can go one more time. I didn't know if I had enough, but I'm going around the front, then I'm coming down around the back of the wires. Then I'm coming up to the top. Ooh, I just barely have enough to finish that. 10 was perfect for this big one. Then I'm going to take this just right around. I'm just circling around right here. Because that wire is so low, I'm going to have to do it with pliers though, to finish that off. You might want to cut that 11 inches if you're using this big of a bead. Now this big, I would like this big to be like the dangly on a necklace. The little, and then I'd make smaller ones for my earrings. Now I'm just going to squish that little piece, that overhang piece. I'm just going to squish that down. Just try to make it squish toward the back. I hope you saw everything I did. Now, if you look at this, it kind of has that pretty effect to it from being wrapped like that. See there? Now I did this with the big wire. Let me turn it. There's a side view. There's a back view. See how always it goes around in the back? Now with the littler ones, I just have the wire lay on top of each wire. and back to the side, back to the front. And there's your front. Now I can push this forward a little bit. I think I will. I like this a little bit forward. Yep. But be careful or you'll scratch it like I just did. But that's how you make those. Can you see that real good? I hope so. See there? That's how you make those. And they make gorgeous earrings. Like I said, I don't normally make them with that big stuff, but I want you to see how it's done. And here's the other kind. Here's the ones I made with smaller beads. Now, I like this a lot. Oh, that's the back. Let's put up the front. There's the front. See how pretty that is? When it's done with those smaller... now, this isn't a really small bead. This is a decent sized bead. See on my hand? Now, here's a seed bead. I think this is about a 6. A seed bead here. We can do it with seed beads too. Let me show you with the seed bead. I know it's a little harder with the seed bead. Now I'm going to use the one that we already bent. Or I'll do it with gold. I have some soft gold over here. Now if you get the wire that's on these spindles here, now this will be softer for you. You'll be able to use this real easy. Now this kind of wire here, this is a little harder to use. It's a little, it doesn't bend as easily as this here. This just like, boop, just like that. That just bends so easy. We'll do this one in gold. I'll show you how to do one of those little ones. Now, I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. Then I'm just going to bend it down. You know how I told you before. If you want to, go ahead and measure it. I'll measure down a 1/2 inch. When I got that 1/2 inch, I'm just going to bend it. Now there's your 1/2 inch. I bent it down a 1/2 inch. Boy, that looks like bigger than a 1/2 inch. Oops, I'm a little bit over 1/2 inch. Let me try that again. Let me just cut a little bit off. Because I do want to be able to do another one eventually. Now there's your 1/2 inch. Now you're going to get the round nose. Okay, all you've done is you've bent that 1/2 inch. You went down a 1/2 inch and bent it. That's all that is. 1/2 inch. Then you're going to grab you're going to lay that right on your, lay that L, the little part, right on your pliers. I put it, on this type of pliers, I put it all the way to the top. But if I had the other ones that have just the long nose, I put it right about the midway. Then you're going to bend it back over the top. See how I'm going over the top? Then I'm going to move my pliers a little bit so I can finish going around. And I'm going to bring that all the way down. See how I went all the way down? Now I'm going to grab hold of the other side, right here. I just moved my pliers to the other side, and I'm going to move that wire down so that I have something kind of like this. Now, that's not perfect, but it won't show because I'm going, now I'm just going to straighten this up right here. Now this is not going to show, so it doesn't matter where that lays like that. Now I'm going to put my bead on. It looks like this. Now that's not fancy, but I've got that circle on top. I'm going to put my little bead on. Now this, see, here's my little finger next to it. That's just a little seed bead, about a size 6. I'm pretty sure that's around a 6. Then when I bring it up, it stops right when I get to that little, right when I get there. Right. I think I'm the only one that does this. But it stops right there. That's my measurement for my next one. It stops right there. Then I'm going to want to This is where you have to hold on. If you want to, grab a plier, hold on right here so that you don't bend the whole thing up, and just bend your wire sideways. Hang on tight. Oops, I'm gonna lose everything. Boy, what a day. Okay, I'm just gonna bend that sideways, or I'll just bend it sideways here. Now you see how that's bent sideways? All I've done so far is I did that top piece, and there's where it stops right there. Right there's where the end is, right there. So we want that up against that end. Then I bent this up. Now I want this to go up to the top, and I want it to roll right over the bead. I want it to roll right over the top of that bead and go around the back. So I'm going to hang on to it right here. I'm pulling it up. See how I pulled it up? Then I just made it go straight out sideways. Now I'm going to go around the back. I'll get my pliers, it's easier. Because these little ones are harder. But I think the little ones are the cuter ones, quite honestly. Let me get that wire to go around. The first one is the hardest one. After that, then it's easy. Now I've got it going around. I want it to go all the way around to the other side. Now I've gone all the way around the way I did with the bigger bead. See how I went all the way around and it's sticking out on the other side? Now it's got to go down to the bottom where we normally go behind the bead. But I like to go on top of the bead when it's the small beads. So I'm going to bring it down. See how I've gotten down so far? I brought it down a little bit. I'm going to bring it down a little further. And then I want to go in on top of the wire. I'm going to use my fingers to try to get myself on top. And of course, I'm not doing a good job once I'm on camera. Okay, I'm going to bring this up just like that. If I hold my fingers together, I can kind of make it stay kind of together. And I'm up at the top. Now what do I got to do? Got to wind around off to the other side. Around and to the other side. See how much easier it is with your second roll? The first roll is the hardest roll. After that, it's easy. Now you're going to go down around again. And here I go. I'm going around. And now I'm coming up to the top. And what do? I go round again. Round the whole thing to the other side. See how that's looking? These little beads, you can make so many earrings with those little beads, and they're so inexpensive. And you can get them practically anywhere. Now here I am, I'm going around again. Now this one, I'm not going in back of the wires. I'm going on top of the wires because this is a small stone. I decided that I'd go on top so the earring appears bigger. Now up to the top, and I think we're done. I think that's big enough. So I am going to go ahead and wind it just around and around right here. 1, 2, 3. I went 3 times around. 3 is a normal number for me when I'm doing this. Now I'm going to cut off that end. Oh, where is it? With my flush cutters. Now anywhere that I feel like it's kind of crooked or anything, I'll just straighten it out. Which is what I'm doing right now. Now, get my pliers here. And I'm going to push this down a little bit so you can see the bead better on this other side. Now make sure you don't squish your bead. These beads will crack because they're glass. I'm going to push it in a little bit on this side because I wasn't being too watchful while I was doing this. Now if you feel that there's a little piece sticking out anywhere, it's a good time to pull that out. Now see, I'm just pulling this out just so it matches the other side. Now looky there. That's how you make those. Now this, I can pull this out a little bit more over on this other side over here, if I want to, which I will, because that's the way I do things. I'll go crazy if it's not in the middle. But that's a really inexpensive earring to make if you make them yourself, and they're gorgeous. They look gorgeous on. Now let me show you how to get the ear wire on there. Here's an ear wire right here. Oh, this one's not gold. Let me grab a gold one. Okay, now on these, like I've said before, on these kind of earring wires that you buy, the opening is right here on the inside. So you turn the wire straight up, never pull it out. See how I went straight up right there? And it's open. Then you take your earring, face it toward the front to your, the back to your thumb. And then put it on there and close it up. And just make sure it meets, get that ball out of the way, and just make sure it kind of snuggles up there. Then you have a cute little earring. Now the thing with this though, you can use just about any kind of bead you want to use. You can use even any kind of wire you want to use. I even use wire from, I got this off a spool of wire that was just in the garage. This was one I had gotten from, this wire I got from Ace Hardware at one time. And it's around, I'd say about a 20. Yeah, this is about a 20 gauge also. You know, you never thought of going and getting it out of a place like that. But there was like 6 twans all wound together like this. So I just cut off a piece of it, and then I have 6 pieces for earrings or necklaces or something. You can always treat it after you make it. You can always give it a quick spray. But I haven't had any problem with it rusting or anything. But then I don't get my earrings around water. But if you want to practice, this is nice and soft. So it's nice, inexpensive wire you can practice with. You know, and you can just give your earrings away. Or you can do, now see, there's the other one we made. This is the difference between those 2 sizes we just did. Here's a big one. I mean a small one and a big one. I mean there's a huge difference between these two. Wish I can get oh, there we go. There's a huge difference between these 2 sizes. Oops, that's the wrong. This is the back. There you go. There's the front. But I mean, see what I was saying. See why I meant this would be better for a necklace than this for earrings. Now this one I really like a lot. You know, I wear these. Those are pretty. And then here's, if you use some black wire, you can make them out of black wire. And that's just a plastic bead. That's not even an expensive bead. Now in my last video that I made of these, I made this one, which was out of that copper looking, goldish looking stuff. But look how pretty that comes out. Then I've got, here's some I made with real thin wire. Now this is real easy on your fingers too. You know, this thin wire. This makes great earrings. But I have a whole variety that I've made. Now here's those ones that are kind of clear. I got these offline. I didn't know what I was going to do when I got them because they looked cheap to me. But when I put them in here, they looked pretty good. So I decided to keep them. You know, when I have grandkids, they can always use this stuff. But I've made all kinds. And then here's a glass bead I thought was pretty to use. Now that's got a lot of cuts in that glass, so it makes a real pretty one on the silver. Another thing you can do, here's a red one. This was with, oh, this was probably with 20 gauge also. Isn't that pretty? But if you want them longer, see, I made these, oops. I made these ones longer. And the way I made them longer is all I did, oops, there we go. All I did was add 2 jump rings in here to extend the size. The reason I went with 2 is to make sure it was still facing forward when I put it together. Because if you only put 1, it's not going to be facing forward. Unless, of course, you can always bend this. You can always bend that this way if you're bend it the opposite way if you want to use just 1 jump ring. But that's with 2 jump rings, and that just makes a really cute earring with the jump rings in there. Well, that's about what I have for you today. I just wanted to give you an idea of what I'll show you one more time to make sure we got it all good. Here's that other piece that was folded over 1/2 inch. I am going to use a red one this time. I don't know which, oh wait, I haven't got it together yet. I think you should be telling me what to do. Okay, you put this up flush against your pliers after you've got that bend in there. Then you go the opposite way, come around, bend your pliers up a little bit, and finish going all the way around. Now I've gone all the way around. Can you see that? It's not showing you. There you go. Now I've gone all the way around. So now I want to go to this other side right here. And I want to put my pliers right in there so I can bend the wire down a little. That just makes my little circle on the top. Now I've got a stop point right there. There's my stop point. That'll make the earring the same size as this other one. So which one shall we use? The red. Okay. I'm putting it in there. I've got it on there. It stopped right where I wanted it to. So it's going to be the same size as this one over here. You know, except for it'd be a little different because that's a different size stone. But when you're making an earring, make these the same size and you won't have any problem with the one being longer than the other. Now what we're going to do, what do we do next? You tell me. We bend straight down like that. We go over the front. See how I went over the top? I went around. See? Now I'm going all the way around to the other side. Now I did one full twist around this. There's one full twist. Then I'm going to come straight down and I'm going to go behind the existing wire there. See, because this is the front. So you always want to go behind. Now when I get up to the top, I go around again. See how I went around? All the way to the other side. Now I'm at the other side. Now I'm going to go down behind this wire. That's how you get that like kind of a herringbone look. That's what one of the girls called it. And it does look like herringbone. And then it comes up and around. Then I come back down. Oh wait, I didn't go all the way around. I better show you right. Now I'm going to come back down around the back. I hope this is clearer than my last one, because I don't want anybody to be confused when they're doing this. Now when you come up here, you're going to want to wind that off. Just go around and around. That's all I need to do right there. And then cut this off. So I'm going to cut that off right now. And I'm going to squash it a little. Just want to squash that little piece that's overhanging there when you're done. Because sometimes you get a little piece that like hangs over the top. You want to get that down. You can put this together. And this. Just be careful you don't move your wire. Now there's one with the red. See how it gets that herringbone effect when you're doing it? All up in here. This up in here. Now I could have done that tighter, but this is fine for now. But I just wanted you guys to get an idea how to do that. And here's the other one. And then here's the small one that we did. Oh no, where is it? Here's the small one we did. They'll come out a little different. I like it behind. Most of the time I like it to go behind. But on these small ones, I like the earrings a little bit bigger. So, and there's another thing you can do too. You can get earring holders like this, or you can make them. I've got a video that shows you how to make them too. But you can get these and have your earring, if you want it longer, you can put it on here and have a longer earring. Yep, wrong way. On the ones that you buy, make sure you put them on like that. See how cool that is? And that's a longer earring. You can make a bunch of these and have one of these sets of earrings and just keep interchanging them out. Although you'd want to get it in the right color. You know, that's the one with the little diamonds in it. Anyway, that's what I just wanted to show you that and give you an idea of what you can do. Trying to give you a little better look on these, on how to do these. But that is how you do that. You can also, if you want to, you can also use these longer beads, and that will work out pretty good too. Now I'm going to use the heavier wire, show you the difference on that heavier wire. I already put I already folded my 1/2 inch. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one just so you can see. This wire you fight with a little more, but it turns out real pretty. Now there it is on there. It stopped right where that wire is. And then you bring it straight up, over the front, around the back. Now this is the heavier wire. I'm really pulling on this wire, but it turns out really pretty. Now come down, go around the back, and come up the front and around. See? It's coming out nice. Down, around the back, and up around the top. Now I'm just doing this one fast just because see how that's coming out? Isn't that nice? Around to the other side, down, back up and around the top. Now I'm doing this one fast just to show you how that's done. But I promise you, I mean, this looks a lot easier with this kind of wire, but it's actually easier with the softer wire. But I do like the look of this wire. This wire looks pretty cool. Now I'm just going to go around and cut that off. That's how fast these earrings will go once you get used to this. I think I do better when I'm doing them fast. I'll squeeze that up. I want to squeeze that little piece down. That sticks out. It's right here somewhere. I'm just making sure I got it down and making sure I got that forward. See? Isn't that cute? Well, that's how you can do those things. It looks good with the long ones. Okay, well that's what I got for you today, and you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless you.